Hey, how's it going? So for today's topic I want to talk about is public spaces and the general courtesy or the common courtesy that should go along with it. I currently live with my parents due to some financial hardships that I don't really want to talk about, but let me just say that my parents live in a fairly nice neighborhood. Each house averages about maybe 400K. And if you're thinking that I'm gonna get any of it or I'm well off, you're wrong. I don't get any of this stuff because I'm the F up in the family. I don't get along with them at all, so that's why I'm living with them temporarily because I have no other place to go. Otherwise, I would be homeless. So anyways, I am very grateful and thankful for them letting us stay here for a little bit. But anyways, that's besides the point. So what I wanted to say is that in this neighborhood, it's a nice neighborhood. It's very nice. Like each house is like very, very nice. It's nice and big. At least 3 bedrooms for each one of these houses, and everyone has a driveway and garage, right? And each garage is 2 cars. You got 2 spaces in there and you got 2 spaces in the driveway, right? But everyone effing chooses to park in the street. I don't know why. Even people who only have 3 cars, they decide to park in the streets. Not even on their driveway. No, not in their driveway at all. On the street. I don't get why. I don't understand why. Because if you look in the garages, because sometimes people have their garage doors open so you can kind of peek inside of it. It's empty. Well, not empty, but it has a little bit of stuff inside of it. But not enough where it will take up both of the parking spaces. Just enough that you can at least put 1 car in there, right? But no, they don't do that. They park 1 car in the driveway, 1 driveway is empty, and then they park the rest on the street so that the 2-way streets have just become a 1-way street. So meaning that only 1 car can come and go. So say for example, you're entering the community and you're going down this road. And mind you, it's not just like 1 house or 2 houses that does the street parking. It's like a whole 5, 4, 6, 7 houses that does the street parking. And when you come into the community, you have to watch to make sure that no car is coming your way. Because if a car is coming your way, just pray that you have a little opening somewhere that you can just itch yourself into so that they can pass. Or they will have to find a spot to itch themselves in so that you can pass. And you know, there's no rule. Like, no one knows any rules, or there's no spoken rules or anything like that saying who has the right of way. There's just none. And then not only that, there are some people that would park less than a car length space behind a stop sign. Behind a stop sign. Like, what is your problem? People need to use the stop sign so that they can stop and watch for traffic. So you can't even do that. It just blows my mind why. And like I said, it's a fairly nice neighborhood. You're paying an HOA every month. No one is coming here to tell them like, hey, no street parking, you can't put your cars here or anything like that. Like, no one says anything. No one says that you can only park on one side of the street. You know what I mean? Like, you're paying an HOA. No one says that. There's nothing like that came up in any of the meetings. No one complains about it. Everyone is fine with it. Everyone is fine with going down one road. You know, I don't know. It just blows my mind. It's so annoying. It doesn't make any sense. And then when you go to other neighborhoods that are less well off, you hardly find any street parking. Hardly. There are some neighborhoods that will have the street parking, but a good amount of them won't have the street parking. I have seen one neighborhood that was not below average, just like working class, you know, and that they don't even have anybody street parking, and there's no sign saying that you cannot park on the street. Everyone just decides to park on their lawn or in their driveways. So I don't get that. I don't understand that. Another thing that I don't understand is that public space. It's a public space. Fine, you know what? It's a public space. You can do whatever you want. However, you still have to consider all those other people around you. So those people that blare their music on a phone, just your phone, not like those big old boom boxes that you hold on your shoulder, just on your phone. You're blaring music on your phone and you're just walking around everywhere with that music. Like, what is the goal there? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to catch someone's attention so that they could be like, hey man, cool song, I like listening to that group or that artist too, like, and then you just strike up a conversation that way? I don't know. But are you trying to show off that you're cool, that you listen to this type of music and that you're better than anybody else, that you can do this and you're the one that's brave enough to want to do this while everyone is dumb and stupid and never doesn't and too ashamed and doesn't want to do that stuff. I don't understand that. And then you also have those people that would talk on their phone, just on the speaker, not Bluetooth or anything, speaker where you can actually hear both sides of the conversation. I don't get that either. It's like, what are you trying to do? This is not your space. You're not home. You're sharing it with other people. You don't care that other people know your business? Is that what it is? Because I cannot imagine going around just having a conversation like that. If it's not that important, why even have a conversation on the phone? Or why are you talking to the person on the phone like that? Why can't you just wait until you meet face to face? And why can't you just put on like a headphone or a headset or something? Like, why do you need everyone to hear your whole conversation? Is it so that you can say, don't be so nosy, it's my conversation, mind your own business type of thing? Because if that's the case, then you're just being very petty and stupid. You're just baiting people. You're making a trap. What? Is your life that boring? Is your life that unappealing? Like, I don't get that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And then the other thing that doesn't make sense to me either about common spaces that people don't consider courtesy or don't have any courtesy for is when you go shopping in a grocery store, there's always one family that will just park their shopping cart right down the middle of the aisle, right smack down in the middle of the aisle, and then they start talking to each other, trying to figure out what they need to get. It's like, oh, should we get this? No, should we get that? How about this one over here? How about that one over there? Oh, but I think it's over on that side, and I think it's over on that side. And then you have the 2 people or the 3 people discussing that, right? And then you have the little kids just running around from like shelf to shelf, just bouncing off of the shelves, being little brats like this one right here behind me right now. It just blows my mind. And the thing is that when they do that, they don't consider who else is around them, because every time when you do go into that same aisle that they are, they don't move. Even when they see you, they don't acknowledge you and they don't move at all. You have to say, excuse me, like, could you please move? Then they'll move. Or even then, they won't move. Instead, they'll give you an eye and give you a stink look saying that, what is your problem? You are being rude. They don't even understand that they're the ones that are rude. They're the ones that are in the way. Because your choices are either to just stand there and wait for them to move, or tell them to move, or just like stroll on through, which is the rudest one. I've never done that, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why people do these things, because for me in the shopping cart thing, like, if I see a family do that, I would loudly say, excuse me. You can't just say, excuse me, like softly or anything. And the thing is that it's not even just a whole family. Sometimes one person does it too. Like, I went to an Asian market recently, and my husband and I, we were, pushing a shopping cart, and then this old guy decided to just park his car diagonally in the lane so that no other shopping cart can go around. And the thing too is that he parked it diagonally while looking at the other shelf. Like, he would park it over on this side of the shelf while looking on this side of the shelf on the aisle. And it's kind of like, excuse me, people need to pass. And Asian markets, I don't understand what's wrong with this Asian market. Their aisles are always so tiny. I don't know if you're trying to maximize your space or anything like that. And if you are, you're not doing a good job at it, because the aisles are too tiny. And if you're going to make it that tiny, you might as well put up a sign saying one way only. And even if you do put up a sign one way only, they're not going to obey that sign. They're not going to pay attention to any of that sign, because they treat it as if it's in China. And if you ever seen China traffic, no one gives a F. No one gives a shit about anything that goes on. Cars are coming and going, but people just cross the street anyways. There's a light that says when you can cross. They just cross anyways. They don't care. I remember I went to China for a school trip way back when, like 10 years ago, and I know I've seen memes and videos about it, but I thought maybe, it's only in one particular section. But no, that's how it is. That's how it is in the whole country. Well, in the cities, probably. Mostly cities. I guess, yes, mostly cities. No, actually, you know what? Countries and cities all together. That's how it mostly is. You just go. You don't really watch for traffic or anything like that. There's a light that says you can go, but it don't mean nothing else. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think about common spaces? Like, do you think people should be more considerate? Do you think consideration should be there? Courtesy? Is courtesy dead nowadays? Is sympathy dead? Is empathy dead? Like, I don't get this. I really don't get this. I don't get this whole mentality that people have. Maybe it's just a city, because I've always only lived in the city, so I've seen this type of behavior all the time, and I still cannot get used to it. I think it's very, very rude, and it's not pleasant. It makes your life not pleasant. Your experience isn't pleasant, because wherever you go, you just have to be grumpy and angry about anything, and just be like, oh, you're a piece of crap. I don't care about you. You should care about me. I'm the one that's walking. It makes a very narcissistic, egotistical environment, and it's not pleasant. It just really isn't pleasant. It's very tiring to be egotistical and narcissistic. It's depressing sometimes. Well, most of the time, actually, it's very depressing, unless you're that much in your own a-hole that you don't see it. Maybe I'm just too nice, or I'm just too soft, so I can't pull that off. There are times where I can be narcissistic and egotistical. However, it's not 24/7. I don't always do that. It's only sometimes I become like that, and most of the times I think I'm a nice, nerdy person. I have no idea. But anyways, you guys let me know like what you think about common spaces, and if you should have a courtesy, or should you just be an asshole about it, or should you just bully your way through everything? I don't know. You let me know, because yeah, common courtesy in a public space, I just don't get it. It's a public space. You're sharing with other people, so be nice. Share. It's like cyclists and bikers actually will always say, share the road. Don't hog it for yourself. Just be nice to us. I think it's cyclists. Cyclists always say that. Just share the road. Don't be hogs. And in reality, they're the ones that are hogs and not that nice in sharing the road, because there are sidewalks that they could ride on. However, they choose to be right in the traffic, and when they're right in the traffic, they're not like to the side of the traffic so that the car can kind of go around like minimally. They're almost like half of the car in the middle of the lane. So yeah, I don't know. Like, especially here in Orlando, the cyclists here, for some reason, like to cycle in the busiest time on the road. I don't get that either. So, like I said, it's a public space. Have some common courtesy. Be nice to people. Share. It's not yours. You don't own it. You didn't pay for it. You may argue that you do pay for it because of your tax money and whatnot, but you don't own it. Other taxpayers pay for it too. I pay for it, but you don't see me hogging the road. I'm using it just like how everyone else is. It's our right and to use the roads, but it's not our right to own it. It's not ours. It's not our property. Yes, we pay taxes to help fix the roads, but it's not ours. And speaking of the tax, I don't think we should pay that many tax to fix roads in Florida. Like common spaces, I really don't think people should be that mean. I think people really should be sharing, because it's a public place. You're not the only one using it. Other people are using it too, so be considerate that way. But like I said, I don't know. You let me know. Until next time, like, subscribe. See you again. Bye.